as opposed to you and Tyson.
Tyson Fury's dad's an idiot. You know, even Tyson just looked at him and shook his head and walked off. He's like, "Dad, what are you doing?" I was like, "Bro, relax. You're 100 years old. You're stepping forward." He's happy to go to war on the stage, but he's not happy to go and fight Micky Theo. Shit, Micky Theo go to Manchester looking for him. We should go and fight him. If he wants, he can fight my dad. John Fury can fight my dad. My dad's up for a free fight with him. If John Fury wants, he can fight my dad. And my dad's older than him. He can have a free fight with my dad. Not boxing, not this. He can have a bare-knuckle free fight with my dad. Anytime, anywhere. If he wants it now, he can come across, we'll set it up, and my dad will bash him in. Smash him to bits. Straight. He's on his talking. Let's see if he's going to man up and accept the challenge. I'm fighting his son. He can fight my dad.
What's good, family? Shout out to my doggy, Hiten Patel, for boosting up your man the YB Pikachu coin situation. So we just heard there from your mans, Dillian, the Shillian, shite. Now, as I say every time, your man the YB addresses things on a case by case basis. I ain't no fangirl. And guess what? On this particular case, your man Shillian knocked this out the park. 10 for 10. No doubt about it. This was the most on point thing I've heard out of Shillian's mouth for the last 6 months. Aired out. Couldn't have said it better myself. Oops. Yeah? He said, "Listen, John, you'd be doing all the woofing on the press at the press conference. But when Micky Theo, Micky Theo been trying to find you in Manchester. Oops, you're missing. You make excuses. You say any man over 50 can get it. Micky won it. Oh, but you know, all of a sudden you turn into some sort of lawyer, some sort of, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden you turn into politician. No wonder John Theo wants to become a mayor, you know what I'm saying? He'll have to beat around the bush, you know what I'm saying, and duck the fade. Oh well, John Fury, lawyer, yeah? Mr. El Political, 100%. No wonder, like I said, no wonder it might, you best believe, John Fury is suited for politics. Because he be ducking and dodging all the real bottom lines. That's what he does be doing. And listen, again, I give full credit to Dillian, because he stuck it on John Fury. Plain and simple. He said, "Listen, John, if you want it, number one, let's start with Micky Theo. Why didn't you give it to him if you want it so bad? Yeah? And like I said before, John Fury is one of them cats, yeah, who knows, he knows the crowd is in front of. He knows there's a whole bunch of security. He knows there's a whole bunch of cameras, etc, etc. He knows nothing really is going to kick off without, you know what I'm saying? He knows that. That's why he tries it. Because when it comes down to one-on-one, guess what? He nowhere to be found. Micky Theo offered him to do it on a big stage, offered him to do it somewhere else quietly, etc, etc. He ain't won it. He said, "No bums allowed." What? I thought any man can get it. And that's what I said the other day. There's some Don from the, I think he's from the, I've got the guy's name now. But there was some, obviously we know this for a fact, we know anyway, from the bare-knuckle community, there are real Dons in there. But John Fury isn't one of them. He's a fake one. Do you understand? John Fury has assimilated the culture of the bare-knuckle. He's not bare-knuckle. He wants to be bare-knuckle. But he's not. Yeah, that was it. Bartley Gorman. I don't know the man, but from what I've seen, and heard, if Micky Theo had offered that Bartley Gorman, it would have been on like Donkey Kong. Yeah, that's what would have happened. It wouldn't have been no beating around the bush, and that's not just Bartley Gorman. A lot of them, man, there. Yeah, we've all watched I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a bare-knuckle historian, but we've all seen the videos on YouTube. There's a whole bunch of Dons who were honourable in that respect. Yeah, they won't allow someone to talk bad on their name and they'll throw down. I respect that all the way. John Fury, you are not one of them ones. You wish you was. John Fury out here woofing about, "Oh, sorry, I had to apologise to Tyson, but you know, I've just had 1,000 years of breeding and I'm so vicious." John, you're not vicious. You've had no breeding. I'm not even sure, honestly, I'm not even sure you're bare knuckle. I think you're knockoff. I think you're one of them Dons, 100%. You're a knockoff one. You ain't real. You ain't really won it. And guess what? If you did, Dillian White said, you'd have been wanting it with Micky Theo. And all the weird John Fury fanboys come out the woodwork and say, oh well, Micky Theo. I'm not even, to be honest with you, I'm not even sure what the fanboys said. Oops. John Fury said he's rock hard and he wants it. And in fact, I know what the John Fury fanboys said. They started saying things like, oh, John Fury's old and it's down to Tyson. What? No. That's what I said before. If John Fury's old, yeah, keep your old mouth shut. I don't get that. It's weird. If you're old, keep your mouth shut. Old dons, old and disabled dons, be quiet. Don't be woofing. There was some other don on YouTube the other day. Disabled. Gastric band. You know what I'm saying? If you got a gastric band, be quiet and sit down and be quiet. You've got nothing to be talking about. It's mad. But it's the internet age, you see. And I'm not saying, oh, YB, you're one to talk. Listen, come get some. Who wants some? Oops. Yeah, 100%. Told you before. Who wants some? Come get some. But anyway, let's get back to the point. The point is, yeah, John, Micky called your bluff, and you go missing. And better yet, moving on to the second point, just in case, it's convenient now. And don't forget, people, I covered it at the time. At the time, yeah, John Fury was ducking Micky Theo. He went missing. Yeah, he genuinely went missing. He went running into the fields, into the hills somewhere. And he was saying, oh, I'm moving away from society because every time John Fury came into the city, he got pressed by Micky Theo. So we had, oh, I'm moving out of town. I'm living in the sticks because there's nothing good for me in the city. John Fury was getting depressed because he was getting, every time he came, popped his head up, Micky Theo was there to touch him. And he didn't like it. And that's why he went missing into his trailer. That's what he did. We've all seen the video on the Boxing Social. John Fury saying, oh yeah, I've moved away and I'm living in the field now because Micky Theo keeps pressing me. But then, guess what? Micky Theo backs off and all of a sudden, here comes the big one again. And I gotta say, I am very disappointed in the whole boxing fraternity. And that's why a lot of people say, oh, YB, you've got to respect boxers. I don't know about that. Because guess what? When John Fury put it on David Haye shit himself. When John Fury put it on Carl Frampton, he shit himself. And that's why I respect Dillian, because of all the people, Dillian's been the only one in the whole boxing fraternity to actually stand up and say, listen, John, you're lying to yourself. You are not bare-knuckle. Yeah? You are more... Listen, John Fury is more bare-bottom than he is bare-knuckle. That's what it is. Because show me one video, we all know for a fact. I can go online right now, yeah, and see a whole bunch of bare-knuckle videos, but guess what? There isn't one of John Fury. Oops. Yeah? There's not one. How's that possible? John Fury said he's had a million fights. Where are they all then? Because everyone else on video, or everyone else knows someone. No, and that's the thing. You never hear about no one saying, oh yeah, I had a straightener with John. There's no anecdotes. There's no this, there's no that. And think about it. Think of how big John Fury is. Do you not think by now, yeah, there'd be people on YouTube saying, oh look, I found this video of John Fury getting down. Or, oh yeah, I boxed John Fury 10 years ago. There's none of that, is there? Oops. Exactly, because it don't exist. John Fury has never had a bare-knuckle fight in his life. That's God's honest truth. Yeah? He's a fake bare-knuckle, he's a wannabe. He saw the culture was hot, or you know what I'm saying? John Fury's probably got a little bit of Irish background, and he thought, oh yeah, I'll have a piece of that. I'll jump on that bandwagon. Yeah? It's a bit like them American politicians who, they see there's, I'm half Native American. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's there. Yeah? They see some sort, oh yeah, I'm half Native American too. Or I'm half, my great nan was 1/4 African American. They jump on things to assimilate cultures because it's for personal benefit. They see a little trend kicking off. John Fury saw the trend. Oh look, it'd be great to be bare knuckle right now. Yeah, I'm a bare knuckle warrior from 1,000 years ago. 1,000 years of pure warrior breeding. Now I can't lie to you. When I was young, yeah, I actually got sucked into the narrative. I was one of the dons saying, "Wow, man." I was sitting there listening, hearing it all. It does sound sexy. Oh, 1,000 years of pure... 1,000 years of purebred warrior breeding. You can't tell me no one hears that and don't think, damn, that's super serious. But eventually, as I grew up, I realised there's an old saying. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence? Where the extraordinary evidence? In fact, scrap the extraordinary evidence. Just show us any evidence, John. Show us any evidence of the things you've been woofing about. Oops. In fact, to the contrary, what we have seen is you being laid out stone cold, Steve Austin, by the Black Skellington and by Team Lighty. Yeah, that's what we have seen. We're still yet to see, based on the facts, based on the evidence, the only thing we do know about John is that he has absolutely no chin. That's what we know for a fact. We don't know he's bare-knuckle champion. We don't. If we did, there'd be evidence of it. Yeah? The only thing we do know is that if you clip John Fury with a rangefinder, he's probably going to go snoring. And that was, don't forget people, John Fury went out ice cold in his prime at 25-year-old. Imagine now. I hate to think the lightness of the shot it would take to put Stone. I mean, honestly, in fact, I've just changed my mind. I don't want John Fury to box because if he can't, he was nearly comatose in his prime. He may not make it. It's not worth it, John. You got great grandkids or you got grandkids now. Just enjoy your family. You weren't built like that. I know you wish you was. You ain't. Because if you was, you wouldn't have been ice-colded by the Black Skellington and Team Lighty. Yeah? Average Dons iced you cold. And you want to talk about this, that, the other. Just enjoy your family, John. Because you, like I said, you might end up biting off more than you can chew. No doubt about it. Now, on that note, after Dillian aired John out about Micky Theo, which was 10 out of 10 on point, he then moves on to air him out about his own pops. And I rate this, because the Micky Theo thing was easy for John to would be easy for John to brush under the table. Why? Well, he can say, well, Micky, that was months ago and whatever. But guess what? Fair play to Dillian White, because he didn't let John off the hook. He said, listen, John, if you really want it, guess what? You can get it, never mind Micky Theo from months ago. You can get it this week. We can do it right now. Oops. Yeah? So let's see where Mr. Bare-knuckle at right now. And what I will say is, I've already given Dillian his full praise. Dillian White done the most with this thing here. Yeah? I'm well impressed with it. But if I was Dillian, I want Dillian and his dad. If I was Dillian right now, I'd have his dad on my stories page every day, telling John, what are you hiding for? Because it's interesting. Guess what? After this video came out from Dillian, all of a sudden, John Fury started looking all depressed, and he actually ended up cutting off an interview early. All of a sudden, he started losing all that energy, and this is what happens with John. Yeah. John's been on a massive buzzing high one because he punked Carl Frampton and got away with it. He punked David Haye and got away with it. That gets him all gassed. And it happened last time. John Fury gets all gassed, Micky Theo called him out, and then all of a sudden you see him all depressed, talking about, I've got to leave society because I've been called out on my bullshit. And it's happening again. John Fury's all giving all the yammer. He gets called out, and I'm ending this interview. There's nothing more to talk about. Oops. So Dillian White, keep on it, because I'm sick of people. And the worst thing is, Fury fans, or John Fury man fans, will sit there laughing it all up, cheering it all up, and then say, when he's called out on his bullshit, then say things like, but John's old now, he shouldn't be fighting. Well, if he shouldn't be fighting, he shouldn't be. I don't get that. If you're old and or disabled, be quiet. Know your place. I just don't understand that. Know your place. Your place ain't to be woofing. Sit down and be quiet. If you're disabled and or old. It's not an old man's game. But these old man and these disabled cats, they want to play. Oh well, even though because the internet. The internet makes it safe for anyone to say anything anytime. Well, I don't agree with that myself personally. And I'm glad Dillian White was the first one to have any balls. Out of the whole lot of them. David Haye got no balls whatsoever. David Haye stays getting punked by John Fury, so it's no wonder that John Fury all gassed. Because no one's ever called him out on it. Apart from Micky and now Dillian. I respect that. And I just hope that Dillian stays on the case. At least for the next. In fact, scrap it forever. Every time John Fury comes out giving it the hard one, Dillian White needs to put a video out and say, listen, John, My pops wants it bad. And by the way, just like Micky Theo, and that's the thing, for all the goofy John Fury Man fans out there, yeah, you man need to know that guess what? Micky Theo is older than John Fury. Oops. Dillian White's dad is older than John Fury. Oops. So no excuses about being old. And like I said, if you're too old, don't be giving it the big one at the presser. Sit down in your wheel. You know what I mean? Sit down with your walking stick somewhere. Oh, look at us. All of a sudden, this makes you laugh. All of a sudden, yeah, these cats, all the mouthy cat, all of a sudden he's too old. What? He wasn't too old when he was sticking his beak out at the presser. So know your place. If you're too old, act your age. That applies to everyone. 100%, no doubt about it.